No. Stoicism is not a place to hide when life leaves you empty. It's where you learn to stand firm, when you finally realize some needs might never be fulfilled. You might not have a home, no job, no one by your side. But if you still refuse to act dishonorably, if you still protect what's fair, if you still know when to walk away, then in the eyes of Stoicism, you've already reached the summit, even if you're standing at rock bottom. Stoicism never asks, "What do you have?" It only asks, when everything out there collapses, what do you still keep inside? And the only thing no one can take from you is your reason. Chapter 1. What reason truly means in Stoicism. In Stoicism, reason isn't about being smarter than others. It's not about IQ scores, perfect logic, or winning debates. And it's definitely not about turning off your emotions. That's a common misunderstanding. Many people think being rational means being cold, distant, or unreadable. But the Stoics saw reason as something much deeper. Not a shield from emotion, but a guide through it. Because if reason just meant intelligence, why do we see highly intelligent people struggle with anger, insecurity, and fear? Why do people who seem calm on the surface still hurt the ones closest to them? Stoic reason isn't about hiding how you feel. It's about not letting how you feel decide who you are. It's the space between stimulus and response. It's the moment when your chest tightens, but you don't lash out. The moment when you're hurt, but you don't seek to hurt back. The moment you could be right, but choose to be kind. Marcus Aurelius said, "You were born not to act like beasts, but to live guided by reason, the highest part of you." Reason, to a Stoic, doesn't live in the mind. It lives in your choices. In the quiet pause before you respond. Not to prove anything, not to look strong, but to stay intact, with yourself. You can feel anger. The Stoics did too, but they didn't let it speak for them. They felt disappointment, sorrow, frustration. But those feelings didn't get to steer. That's Stoic reason. Not the power to dominate, but the discipline to remain whole. Chapter 2. Stoic reason isn't harsh. It's honest. There's a part of you that knows better. It doesn't speak loudly. It doesn't rush to defend. But when things fall apart, it's the only voice left standing. The Stoics believe that voice is your reason. And it's not something you borrow from books or gain from praise. It's something already inside you. Your natural ability to choose what's right, even when no one's watching. Epictetus didn't say you need to be perfect. He said, you weren't made to react like an animal. You were made to live by reason. It's not a dramatic motto. It's a quiet standard. It's choosing to stay kind when you're exhausted. Choosing to listen when you'd rather cut someone off. Choosing not to prove yourself when your ego is aching to fight. The truth is, no one teaches you how to respond like that. You train it. You catch yourself in the moment. You pause. You take the hit, and you don't hit back. That's reason. Not to be liked, not to look wise, but because there's something in you that refuses to become what you dislike in others. You don't need an audience. You don't need applause. You just need one question. What action would I not regret, even if nobody knew I chose it? But you can answer that, and act on it. That's Stoic Reason. Chapter 3. Reason is your way back into harmony. Some people say nature's angry, that storms are getting louder, the planet is heating up, floods, fires, droughts, like nature is punishing us for something. But in Stoicism, nature doesn't punish. It doesn't take revenge. It simply follows its rhythm. The Stoics called that rhythm logos. It's not a god. It's not a religion. It's the built-in logic of life. The way seasons come and go. The way a tree leans toward light. The way actions lead to outcomes. And you carry a piece of that rhythm inside you. It's called reason. When you listen to it, you're not forcing life to go your way. You're aligning with the way it already moves. You don't rush harvest in winter. You don't fight tides with your bare hands. You plant. You wait. You water. You respect what you can't control. And take full responsibility for what you can. That's not weakness. That's harmony. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself. If it's endurable, endure it. If it's in your control, fix it. If neither, let it go. That's not passive. That's a radical kind of clarity. Reason is how you return to balance when the world outside goes off course. It doesn't mean you feel nothing. It means you don't lose yourself in everything. You step out of the storm, not by changing the storm, but by refusing to become it. Chapter 4. Reason isn't to win, it's to stay whole. You'll be told. Don't let them get to you. Be the bigger person. Rise above. But Stoicism never asked you to be above anyone. It only asks you not to fall below yourself. Reason isn't there to help you win arguments. It's there to help you walk away without bitterness. Feel anger, but not let it poison your words. To feel disappointment, but not become destructive. Some people think being stoic means you feel nothing. But real Stoics? They feel deeply. They just don't let those feelings turn them into someone they'll regret being. You can cry. You can ache. You can fall apart in private. But when it comes time to act, you choose integrity over impulse. Because you know what's at stake isn't your reputation. It's your self-respect. And if there comes a quiet moment, where you know you could act in anger, or spite, or fear. But instead, you choose not to, because you refuse to betray who you are. That's reason. That's strength. That's Stoicism. If this spoke to something in you, not just in your mind, but in your daily life, subscribe to Stoic Spyder. This is just one piece of what I want to share. There's more. More moments like this. More ways to come back to yourself when everything else feels too much. If you know someone who's been trying to stay grounded in a world that keeps pulling them away, send them this video. Because in the end, it's not the loudest power that lasts. It's the quiet strength of reason.